Welcome to your Detroit Now.
All right, week 1 of college football is officially underway. The Spartans played Western Michigan.
The Wolverines played New Mexico.
So in this video, we plan to go over the gameplay of week 1 and predict the future schedule. So here we go. Spartans played Western Michigan week 1 of their 2025 season with a final score of 23-6. Musa, your analysis of the gameplay.
Let's see, Aiden Child, 17 for 23, 155 yards and a touchdown. Fraser, 14 carries, 103 yards and a touchdown. Kelly, 7 receptions for 75 yards. Spencer had 1 sack, and Hall had eight tackles for 3 solo.
Yeah, we saw definitely greater offensive play this week 1 than we saw all of last year. We saw Aiden Childs make much better decisions. We saw him with 1 touchdown pass, 0 interceptions, which is knowing what he went through last season. That's a very big deal for him to throw 0 interceptions in a game. And we hope he can continue that for the remainder of the season. We did notice a pretty significant decline in the offense going into the second half.
0 points in the entire second half.
So MSU scored
offensive points for.
There was a safety in the third quarter, like Musa was kind of alluding to, but 0 offensive points in the second half is. I'm not concerned yet, as it only being week 1, but definitely don't want to see that continue. Don't want to see that trend continuing as we go on to the season. That can greatly affect the offense. We don't want to see that trend continue later on in the season, as that can greatly affect the team. The offense played, as we just said, okay in the first half, not so great in the second half. Defense was really kind of outstanding.
Yeah, really. It was.
Holding Western Michigan to only 6 points is pretty impressive.
Yeah, really impressive.
So hopefully the Spartans can keep the good momentum moving and continue that onward with the season. Let's go over to U of M.
Week 1, the Michigan Wolverines took on New Mexico. Bryce Underwood had a fantastic game.
Incredible game. 34-17, really showed great poise out of the young quarterback.
I'll just say around the stats. Bryce Underwood, 21 for 31, 251 yards and a touchdown, and he gives himself a C+ in the press conference.
Very humble, really showed great confidence, and I think U of M's got a great quarterback in Bryce Underwood.
He's very, very good.
Let's talk about some team stats compared to New Mexico, Michigan versus New Mexico. Total yards, Michigan had
452
compared to 267. Rushing yards, 201 to 50. Passing yards, 251 to 217. Turnovers was a 1-2. U of M clearly won the turnover battle. And the time of possession was 26:58 to 33:02. Michigan Wolverines won on almost every single metric except of time of possession. And the metrics they won very, very large. So especially the rushing yards, U of M killed them by almost 150 yards.
Justice Haynes played unbelievable as a transfer. Justice Haynes, 159 yards, 16 carries, 3 touchdowns, unbelievable game. Had two rushing yards that were over 50.
I think it'll be very interesting to see how Bryce Underwood handles himself against next week's opponent, Oklahoma. I mean, we saw him against New Mexico, really was outstanding and shined, but against a real powerhouse school such as Oklahoma, College game day will be there. There'll be a lot of noise, a big environment, big atmosphere. So it'll be exciting to see what Bryce Underwood can do there.
Marlon Klein, 6 receptions for 93 yards and a touchdown. Very impressive for a tight end.
Yeah.
It came in 4th so far in receiving yards in the Big Ten. Justice Haynes came in 2nd in the Big Ten for rushing yards, only behind Coleman for the running back for Washington. Troy Bowles was a leader for Michigan in sacks with 1, and Ernest Hausman was a leader in tackles for Michigan with 8, and he had 5 solo. 3 players on the Michigan Wolverines had interceptions. Brandon Hillman, Cole Sullivan, and TJ Guy, the defensive end, with the one-handed pick. Remember that?
That was so cool.
I know.
So that being said, good games by both U of M and MSU. Very promising schedule and season ahead. We're going to actually go ahead and take a look, as both these games were anticipated by both Musa and I to be a win. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the remaining schedule and predict the rest of the season. We'll save MSU, U of M for last.
All right.
Let's start with MSU's schedule. MSU played Western Michigan, obviously got the win. September 6th, they're versing Boston College at home. This is going to be a tough game. I think a very pivotal game for MSU. It'll be really a great opportunity for Jonathan Smith to show what he has done differently this offseason compared to where they were last year. We all remember last year was not the season that Jonathan Smith wanted for the Spartans to have. So I think this will be a great showing for the team. I think it'll be a very pivotal game for MSU fans to see where MSU lies after this game. So for this, I'm going to say MSU is going to take the win versus Boston College.
I'm going to have to agree with you. I think I'll take Michigan State to win this one against Boston College.
So we both have the Spartans sitting at 2-0 going into week 3 versus Youngstown State at home in Spartan Stadium. Again, coming off that big win, which both Musa and I predict from Boston College, I think that forward momentum should prove positive for the Spartans, and I'm actually going to have them with a win. Week 3, sitting at 3-0.
I don't know who Youngstown State is. I would assume that they're a bad team, and I'll agree with you. I'll take Michigan State on this one. Probably a blowout.
I hope so. Now Spartans, week 4, travel across the country to California to play UFC away. Musa, give us your breakdown for this game.
USC lost a couple of starters, and lost Zachariah Branch, transferred to Georgia. Woody Marks declared for the NFL draft, drafted by the Texans. Riley Moss transferred to Wisconsin. It's probably going to be a tough game.
I would agree with you, Musa. I think it is going to be a tough game. For that reason, I'm going to have to take USC to take the win there. Spartans will be sitting at 3-1 by week 4.
I'm also going to take USC to win this one.
While they're on the road, they're traveling to Nebraska for week 5. This is going to be a tough game. Inter-conference game, both Big Ten schools.
Dylan Raiola is an incredible quarterback.
Patrick Mahomes 2.0.
Patrick Mahomes 2.0. As everyone says. I think Nebraska is going to do pretty good this year. Probably could crack the top 25. I'm going to take Nebraska on this one right here.
Yeah, with you saying they're going to crack the top 25, that would be an absolute goal for MSU if they could be within the top 25. I don't see that happening this year, but I think we could get very close. I think we'll be in contention for that 25 seed, hopefully. But like you said, Nebraska by the end of the season should be a no doubt top 25. For that reason, I'm going to take Nebraska to win this game. Spartans will be sitting at 3-2.
I would also predict that Spartans will set at 3-2 too.
October 11th, Spartans are playing UCLA at home. This is going to be a big game for the Spartans. UCLA, new Big Ten school.
New Big Ten school. Brand new quarterback, transfer from Tennessee, Nico Amialava.
How did Nico do at Tennessee?
He was doing great. He was a really fantastic quarterback, and then he transferred to UCLA because Tennessee didn't give him the money he wanted. He thought he was worth more than $20 million.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I think the Spartans are going to be able to beat UCLA at home. I'm taking the Spartans to win this game. Spartans will be sitting at 4-2.
I'm also going to take the Spartans to win this game.
Next, the Spartans travel to Indiana. Indiana, as well, a Big Ten school.
Indiana, a Big Ten school, sitting at number 20. This is a really good team.
Yeah, it'll be a tough game for the Spartans. A top 25 school, great ranking, great program.
Lost a lot of starters, of course.
Yeah, with these reasons, I don't think the loss of the starters is going to be enough to have the Spartans get the edge in this one. I'm going to take Indiana to win this game. I have the Spartans sitting at 4-3.
I'm also going to take Indiana to win this game. The Spartans will sit at 4-3. And next week, Michigan versus Michigan State. We're going to save this one for last.
Save this for the end so we can see that head-to-head kind of rivalry here. So skipping that week, November 1st is the next time MSU will play after that, and they're playing Minnesota.
Minnesota. They have a really good program with with good players. Darius Taylor, great running back. Have quarterback is very mid. I'm gonna take the Spartans to win this one right here.
Just like Musa said, great program in Minnesota, Big Ten school. But with all that being said, I think the Spartans are going to be able to go on the road in Minnesota late in the season. I think they're going to be able to pull out a win here.
Next week they'll travel. They're at home, but this time they'll play Penn State.
Penn State in their iconic white helmets. This is going to be a tough game. We are Penn State. We are Penn State. That's what they do. Home game for MSU, so there is going to be no We Are Penn State, but obviously an incredible program. Where are they sitting right now in the top 25?
Currently number 2.
Number 2 in the top 25. Excellent program. So how did they do in the playoffs last year?
They did great. They beat Detroit Boise State. They owned Ashton Genty. He couldn't run all night. At least he cracked over 100 yards, which was like over 2,600 yards, which is fantastic for a running back.
Absolutely. So with Penn State being the school that they are, having the reputation and the play style that they play with, I'm going to say MSU is not going to take the win here. Penn State's going to beat MSU.
Penn State has a really great players: Drew Allen, Nick Singleton, Katron Allen, probably 3 of the best players. Of course, they lost Tyler Warren to the draft. Luke Reynolds, he's really fast. I think he will do good this year. And of course, a loss to Abdul Carter, number 3 pick in the draft to the Giants. But that doesn't mean Michigan State's gonna win this. I have Penn State taking the win here.
November 22nd, the Spartans will play Iowa away. It's gonna be a tough game, like all these will. Really, the Spartans' back half of the season is where it really starts to get tough, and hopefully by this point of the season they can really be pulling some things together. I'm gonna take Iowa to take the win here. Spartans are gonna come off 2 tough losses in my book.
Iowa is another great program with good players. I think they still have Cade McNamara, former Michigan Wolverine. Remember him?
Of course.
He was really decent. Then J.J. McCarthy beat him at the starting quarterback job. I'm actually gonna take the Spartans on this one.
Whoa, first disagreement, potentially second, depending on how we have that U of M MSU game going on, the Paul Bunyan.
The loss of Caleb Johnson, he was pretty much almost all of their offense. Went to the draft for the Steelers. He was really good at Iowa.
Final game of the regular season for the Spartans will be versus Maryland on November 29th, 2 days after Thanksgiving. Musa, give us your breakdown for that game.
Malik Washington, for a Maryland quarterback freshman, he is really good, really unbelievable. He's probably, in my opinion, top 3 in the recruit class of 2025, behind Keelan Russell and Bryce Underwood, of course. Very good. Maryland's a really good program with good players. And this is where I'm going to take Maryland on this one.
Last game of the season, I think the Spartans will finish strong with a victory over Maryland at home. Now let's go on to U of M's schedule.
Week 1, Michigan pulled it off against New Mexico. Unfortunately, I wish it could have been a high-scoring game. But, can I tell you something?
Please.
Their head coach was a former Idaho coach. And for those who know, Idaho was this close to being Oregon. And guess where Oregon was ranked in the top 25 last year?
What?
Number 1. They were ranked number 1, and Idaho was this close to beating them. Unfortunately, I don't remember the score. And the head coach transferred to New Mexico, the coach there.
Yeah, I saw him the whole game jumping around. He really seems like a great coach, very motivational to his players, jumping around, pulling them out of fights. So it was a really fun game to watch. Like Musa just said, U of M did take the win there. Week 2, Michigan goes to Oklahoma. College game day will be their biggest game of the week.
It'll be at Oklahoma Stadium, so it's going to be really tough. The stadium pulse is going to drive them crazy. John Mateer is a great quarterback, probably like top 5 in the college football, in my opinion. Of course, John Mateer, maybe top 10. Oklahoma just has a lot of good players. It's a great program, great coaches, great players. However, I'm still going to say Michigan pulls this off.
Like you said, Oklahoma, great quarterback, great players, great coaching staff. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be too much for the Wolverines to overcome. I think maybe it might rattle Bryce Underwood, all the spotlights, all the attention. So I'm going to take Oklahoma to take the win there. Michigan Wolverines will be sitting at 1-1 by week 2.
I have them going 2-0. This is at 7:30 ABC, by the way. Week 3, they travel back to home versus another team in Michigan, Central Michigan.
Connor Stalions game. Let's not forget, Connor Stalions found on the Central Michigan sidelines during the Central Michigan MSU game in his sunglasses, in his hat, scouting for the U of M Wolverines. So Central Michigan coming into the big house. I think Central Michigan really stands no chance here. I think the Wolverines really should have no problem winning this game. I think the Wolverines will be sitting at 2-1.
Like you said, I don't think Central Michigan has a chance. I mean, Bryce Underwood, Justice Haynes, Donovan McCulley, Marlon Klein, and in defense, Jair Hill, Rashawn Benny. They're all great players. After this game, I think it's going to be a blowout. I'm going to take Michigan on this one. Week 4, they travel to Nebraska, but Sharon Moore suspended for this game because he got to choose. That and Central Michigan, he's suspended for both games, Central Michigan and Nebraska. Nebraska, like I said, with MSU, really good program. Dylan Raiola, Patrick Mahomes 2.0, great players. I'm still going to take the Michigan Wolverines to win this at Nebraska's field.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Musa. I think the Wolverines should have no problem winning this game here. So I have the Wolverines sitting at 3-1.
I have the Wolverines sitting at 4-0.
Week 5, U of M brings in Wisconsin into the big house. Musa, tell us about Wisconsin.
Wisconsin has a transfer from Maryland and Billy Edwards. Really good. They have really good players, really good coaches, a great program. I'm going to take the Michigan Wolverines on this one, though.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say the Wolverines really shouldn't have any problems here, sitting at 4-1 after the Wisconsin game. Next, they travel to USC, across the country. Musa, tell us about USC. I know we talked a little bit about them against MSU, but tell us a little bit more about USC.
USC, great players. Like I said, the loss of Zachariah Branch, the loss of Woody Marks, the loss of Riley Moss. They're all good players on that team. They still have good players on the team. But I'm still going to take the Wolverines on this one.
I'm going to agree with you. Wolverines really shouldn't have any problem here. I have the Wolverines sitting at 5-1 after the USC game. Following the USC game, Washington comes into the big house. Musa, your analysis of the game.
Following the USC game, Michigan faces Washington in the big house. Washington is a great program. Has Jonah Coleman, one of the best running backs in college football. DeMond Williams, a good quarterback. They just have a lot of good players. They have a lot of good players, really good program, good coaches. I'm still going to take the Wolverines on this one.
I'm going to have to agree with you, Musa. I'm going to say U of M is going to beat Washington in this game, sitting at 6-1.
Next week, the versus Michigan State. Like I said, we're saving this for last.
Yeah, so skipping Michigan State, we have U of M playing Purdue in the big house. Purdue, not a great program.
Not a good program.
In the recent years, really struggled last year. I'm going to make the assumption Purdue's going to keep the same struggle this year, and I'm going to say U of M will win against Purdue in the big house. All right. Michigan takes a bye the following week of the Purdue game. Then they play Northwestern away.
Northwestern away. Last year, they actually blew them out 50-6 last year with like a quarter of a roster, with like 2 of our best players out. Northwestern is not a good team. They have no good players. It's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a blowout for Northwestern. Michigan is going to win this one.
I agree with you, Musa. I think Northwestern won't really stand much of a chance considering the blowout that we saw last year. That being said, I have the Wolverines taking the win here. Following the Northwestern game, the Wolverines play Maryland away. Musa, your analysis of Maryland. We already talked about it a little bit against MSU.
Malik Washington, probably, my opinion, top 3 in the recruit class of 2025 for the quarterback position, behind Keelan Russell for Alabama and Bryce Underwood at Michigan. 2 starting freshmen in this game start. But I'm still going to have to take the Michigan Wolverines on this one.
Like Musa said, great program in Maryland. Tough game away. but I am going to say the Wolverines will win this game.
You mind if I say this one?
Please.
Well, here comes the last week for the Michigan Wolverines. The game, the best rivalry in college football, 12 p.m. Fox News. The Michigan Wolverines taking on the Ohio State Buckeyes.
National
game.
championship, Ohio State Buckeyes. Ryan Day has really turned that loud noise that they were all screaming in Columbus, Ohio after the loss last year of Michigan
Having a quarter, not even a quarter of a roster, and still somehow pulling off the win.
Right, so it got very loud, very, very loud in Columbus, Ohio, but Ryan Day was able to keep his team sharp and focused, and they did pretty well in the playoffs, coming out with a national championship.
Somehow won a national championship, blew out every opponent they faced. Somehow, makes no sense.
And the craziest roster in college football, spending millions and millions in NIL deals.
Crazy.
So, national champs, Ohio State. This is going to be a tough game in the Big House this year.
You want to say at the same time?
Well, let's talk a little bit more about last year's game, because that was very, very big deal.
After the game, of course, Michigan came out with the win of 13-3 and tried to plant the flag at the field, and Ohio State are a bunch of sore losers. Try to fight them over it. They're like, they're planting our flag on the field again. And then the police, the security comes along, pepper sprays our people, and that shows Ohio State or sore losers. It's a I wouldn't say a horrible program, but Ryan Day can't beat us.
Very big rivalry game, and yeah, like Musa said, with the whole flag planting situation that transpired after the game, there's a serious rivalry here.
Ohio State has the two best players in the country, Jeremiah Smith, which is getting way too much hype. In my opinion, getting way too much hype, and Caleb Downs.
So what's Ohio State's rank right now?
Well, the ranking hasn't updated, but they sit at number 3. But they beat Texas, which of course means they're going to be number 1.
So a potentially number 1 school in the nation right now. I think Musa and I are actually going to disagree on who's winning this game. I'm going to say in the Big House, Ohio State's going to take the win here.
I disagree, 100% disagree. Ohio State's a horrible program.
Now the one you have all been waiting for, Spartans versus U of M in Spartan Stadium. Musa, tell us a little bit about the Spartans and tell us a little bit about the U of M Wolverines.
The Spartans have a good roster. You have Jack Vealing, Krayshawn McCray, the Kent State transfer. You have a good team overall. It's just not better than our team. It's just not better than our team.
So go into that. Tell me a little bit about U of M. What should the Spartans be worried about?
Bryce Underwood, he's a great passer. He can run the ball. He's fast. Justice Haynes, a very fast runner. As you can see, they couldn't stop. As you can see in New Mexico, they couldn't stop him. It was a little disappointing. Donovan McCulley, I thought he was gonna have a big game yesterday. I was at the game. If I didn't say that, if I didn't mention it, Marlon Klein. I expect Marlon Klein to have a big game. Jair Hill should have a big game. Hopefully, Rod Moore returns. Hopefully, since he didn't play yesterday. I want Derek Moore to do good. Rashawn Benny, TJ Guy, Ernest Hausman, Josiah Barham, all great players around. With that being said, I'll take the Michigan Wolverines to defeat the Michigan State Spartans.
I'm going to have to disagree with you, Musa. I think the Spartans will win here. I think the Spartans will have enough reps, enough knowledge, enough know-how to beat the Wolverines. Knowing what we know from last year's game, I think the Spartans really lost that game more than U of M won it. I think the Spartans could have pulled it together there. They obviously didn't. And I think the Spartans will win this game against U of M in Spartan Stadium. I think the Spartans will have a final record of 7-5, and with
I'll have the Spartans going 6-6.
And 6-6 is a bowl game.
6-6 is a bowl game.
It's a bowl game. And with the Spartan versus U of M Spartan win, that brings my final U of M record to 9-3.
But that brings my U of M record to 12-0. This guy, I don't care. This guy, you're crazy. I don't care. The Wolverines have a great program, great players, great coaches. I think we can make it to the playoffs again and hopefully go all the way.
Maybe.
Go blue.
Maybe. But stay tuned for our next episode.
Thank you so much for watching. Please go watch our next video. Subscribe. This is your Detroit Now.